Greetings. This is Loso, in case you didn't know, so aka the spiritual healer. Come back to share some of my knowledge of self and wealth building course. Some of the steps I've used to, transform my life, to get things that I want manifest in the material world, as well as working on my spiritual growth and things to make me a better off person overall. The information that I'm going to share today is basically a 7 cycle for your year. It entails how to help you, not only work on the things you want to work on to make yourself a better person, but also put you in a place to be financially free from other things. I know I normally talk about, spiritual growth and things of that nature, but along with our spiritual growth, we need economic growth because the world still is evolving around us. And the amount of economic growth, financial growth, that you get is really based on what you need. Everybody has a different perception of being wealthy and successful, prosperous and things of that nature. And the information I'm going to share really is basically it's going to help you build upon that knowledge. So with this particular information, we're going to start with our new year. The new year isn't like January 1st, and it's not the Chinese New Year and all these other external New Years. The New Year that I'm speaking of is your personal New Year. The day you was born. The day you were born, a year from that is your actual New Year. Against what everybody else may celebrate, your birthday is your New Year's anniversary each year. So the cycle that I've put in place, I got from my great cousin, Kwame Namieche. Shouts out to him. He was the one who put this information, in the atmosphere and helped me kind of learn it. Essentially, it's 7 parts. And the 7-part cycle is how you do from your birthday to your birthday the next year. And the seven different cycles or periods that you go through consist of 52 days. So I'm going to go over the list and all as far as what each stage is and how you can go into it to help you, get a better knowledge of yourself, just understanding what it is you want to do, but as well as helping you be prosperous in the world that we live in. So the first stage of the cycle is planting the seed. Essentially, that's just basically you going through brainstorming, putting together what it is you want to do with your life, with your finances, with your relationship, whatever it may have, whatever is important to you. Planting the seed is the first step. You first have to have a mental note of what it is you want before it can be carried out. The second period in the cycle is going to be watering the seed. Once you've come into an understanding of what it is you truly want, what you expect to have, or what you're even looking to get, be it as personal growth or whatever have you, you have to put the energy towards it. So I'm going to give you an example. For me, my planting the seed was how can I become financially independent from working, but also stay productive. I started coming up with ideas, and I focused more on stocks and real estate. I won't get too much into details on that, but that's the seed that I'm planting. And so my watering aspect, which is my second cycle, I'm going to learn all I can about that knowledge base. So whatever it is that you choose in cycle 1, watering it is just getting more information, getting more accustomed and comfortable with what it is that you want. Again, be it anything, relationship, be it spiritually, be it financially, whatever it is you choose to do, educational wise, you still have to water that seed. Third cycle is the advanced cycle, or pruning the plant. So essentially, once you've got the knowledge base, or once you start building upon the knowledge base, you have to start using that information you have. So the information that I get from learning about different stocks will help me go out and purchase the ones that I deem best for me. Now, this whole cycle is yours. This whole year is yours. So you have to learn to trust your judgment. What it is you want to do, and you go forth with it. You can share it with people, but this is basically a personal journey, because no one's going to tell you what's going to make you happy except for yourself. So the third cycle is advancing the plant, pruning the plant, basically learning your craft and starting applying it, putting it to use, seeing how your resolve comes. The fourth cycle of this is the mental cycle, basically recapping the first three. So say for instance, you get to the third part where you start pruning it and you realize that that might not be everything that you want. In that first 52 days, the first cycle, you're gonna have a list of things that you wanna go through. If at some point you realize, all right, the first three cycles are not working the way I want, don't give up on it, because that's not gonna help you manifest it. Basically, you gotta go back and fine tune the things that you may have thought that were solid, tighten up on it. Don't give up on it. Trust me, do not give up on it, because it's still going to help you manifest. Just be focused on fixing whatever mistakes may have come about. If you are a person, let's say, into making cakes, and the first few cakes you make, because you want to be a baker, fall flat or don't taste right, don't give up the bakery idea. Stick with it. Just work on your craft. Get more information. So the fourth cycle in itself is recapping the first three cycles. All right. The fifth cycle is taking an inventory, taking a mental note of everything you've done, every step you've gotten to. Celebrating the victories and not beating yourself up on the minor defeats. So when you take inventory, you're going to basically shift aside the stuff that didn't work and keep the stuff that did work. So that's what is going to make it prominent. Now the sixth cycle of this, don't take it the wrong way. It's actually the vacation, the rest cycle. It doesn't call for you to abandon everything and just take a break. But this period of time, the vacation, is for you to, for lack of a better term, woosah and meditate on the rest of it. When you take this vacation, it's just a time to give yourself the step away. The way the law of attraction works, when you start the other ones in place, you're still going to get that energy and whatever it is you're trying to manifest to come to you. The vacation time is letting you know, okay, this is my personal time. So if your first step was to work with people more and everything else, this sixth stage gives you a break from all the stuff that you've been putting yourself through. Learn how to enjoy some of the positives, but at the same time, breathe and find other things that enhance the things that you want to do. It's even better when you find something that you want to do to manifest. You take a break from it, when you come back, you're rejuvenated. So that's the sixth cycle. The seventh cycle is basically reflect on it. That's the last cycle. That's going to be leading you into your new year. You're going to reflect on everything you went through that year. And it's similar to the one with taking notes, but this one, when you reflect on everything you've done a year, you got your pros, your cons, your wins, and your losses. But now you know year two is going to be even more better, because I've already went through the process in year one. Year one was my starting out process. And for those of you who already have something similar to this, you know exactly what I mean. The first time you put this in place, it's going to be hard to stick to your 52-day week. It's going to be hard to discipline yourself, because we're going to create a new habit for ourselves. And in turn, when you create this new habit for yourself, this is where the knowledge of self comes in. You're going to see how disciplined you are, because this is going to be a personal journey. So even though you might have mama or whoever that can encourage you to do it, ain't nobody going to get up and make your stuff come true for you. Ain't nobody going to get out and tell you, hey, this is the extra stuff that you need that's going to work perfectly. No, because they're not going to know, because each person has to go through their trials and tribulations. Now, you can find people who have went down similar paths, and that's where the energy, when you put it out, is going to come back to you. But yeah, the seventh step is basically reflecting on everything you've done and basically getting ready for your next year. So I'm going to recap them all and just kind of name them out in order. So cycle one is planting the seed. Cycle two is watering the seed. Cycle three is pruning the plant. Cycle four is recapping the first three cycles, which is the mental cycle, cycle four. Cycle five is the inventory cycle, where you're taking notes and going by whatever's best work for you. Cycle six is the vacation / rest cycle, where you get back into yourself, kind of rejuvenating your own self. And then cycle seven is reflecting on all of those, putting everything together, that way we can start the cycle again next year. The reason why this cycle has been beneficial for me is because it's helped me learn to focus a lot more on what it is that I truly want. Because a lot of times we'll say we want things, and when we say it, it may be ideal what we want, but at some point it might not be truly our passion. It might not be truly our calling. It might have just been something that came fly by night. This process that I have in place, it helps you stick to it. So even if some of us are a little more indecisive, once we pick it, it teaches us how to stand fast on our goals and look to start accomplishing things. The reason why this is definitely a beautiful thing to put into place, because once you get used to setting goals and accomplishing them, it's going to give you a great feeling of control, but it's also going to kind of give you a spark, letting you know that what you really want, you can get, you can obtain. You just have to put the work and the effort for it to get it. Again, just wanted to share this knowledge with you. Some of the videos I go from after this point is going to be basically still harping a little more on this, but we're going to go deeper into those 7 different cycles of your new year. Again, this is Loso, in case you didn't know so, aka the spiritual healer. Food for thought. Peace.